So this story I found, I haven't read this yet. It's Rian Johnson doesn't mind at all if Star Wars Episode 9 retcons what he did in Last Jedi, which I'm thinking, finally, we're all on the same page. Because all of us would just love for them to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, that didn't count. We're going to make 2 more films. This next one's going to be the middle. We're starting all over. We're reviving Carrie Fisher. We're going to bring her on in because, come on.
Mulligan, guys. Sorry.
Depending on who you ask, writer and director Rian Johnson's Star Wars The Last Jedi is a fantastic film that helps revitalize Lucasfilm's ever-expanding franchise, or a stain on the memory of George Lucas's cinematic contributions. It's most definitely not the latter, despite what vocal minority of sexist trolls. Oh, it's a fun one. Oh, goody. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that's nice.
Either way, God damn it.
Either way, one of the things that it's like, you can't have an actual criticism of this. You can't say, well, you know, in all honesty, it really didn't pay attention to its own storyline. It didn't pay attention to its own logic. Right. I'm going to tell you flat out, Mr. What is his name? Pinkerton or whatever his name is, just did an hour and a half of part 1 of why this movie sucked. So
Plinkett, you mean?
Plinkett, yeah, that's it. No, you know what? I thought the name I just said was the clown in the Barney show at Universal Studios that I worked at for a while. So yeah, sorry. That is so gay. Okay, anyway, either way, one of these you're a sexist troll. No, forget about it. It didn't follow its own logic. It had bad writing. There were chunks of it that didn't need to be there. And I'm one of the people who speak highly of it. That's about as high as I get for it.
It had none of Star Wars mythic weight, and apparently the only thing the Jedi and the Sith could ever conceivably agree on was the past needing to die.
At CinemaCon, where Johnson introduced his upcoming genre thriller Knives Out, MTV News asked him about his involvement, if any, in the Star Wars film. I've had a couple of conversations with Abrams, but I've actually really enjoyed sitting back, waiting to get my popcorn opening day and see how the thing turns out. I cannot wait. I'm laughing my ass off because I fucked him over in such a big way. When it comes to retconning The Last Jedi, specifically Johnson's decision to discount the importance of Rey's lineage, he said he didn't mind at all if Abrams and company decide to go that route. The answer, a general no, it seems. I want to let it go of all my expectations. I want to sit back. I want to be entertained. I want to be surprised. I want to be thrilled. Well, like I said, Star Wars Episode 9, I'm more excited for it than a lot of Star Wars that I have been, because I truly have no idea where this movie is going. But it really does feel like Rian Johnson just stuck a big old middle finger up at Abrams. Hey, I know you did all this, but doesn't matter. I fucked you over.
Because artistic deconstruction, don't you know?
Who do we have? I saw Venkman is with us.
I'm here just waiting for my turn to speak.
All righty. How you doing, sir?
Doing okay.
And Tyler, is that you?
It is I. How you guys doing this evening?
I'm doing well. So, any thoughts on Rian Johnson not minding if all of his BS gets retconned?
Eh. At this point, I'm just at the point where I really don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I really hope they take this as carte blanche to just time travel away everything. And given that they just now introduced the time portals in Star Wars Rebels, I think that might be the route they go. And I'd be totally fine with that. I don't really like time travel as a plot device in general, but in this case, it might be one of those in case of stupidity break glass kind of situations.
Yeah. So wait, you didn't like Back to the Future then?
Back to the Future. There's always an exception to the rule. That's the number one rule of all rules.
Well, in Back to the Future, the time travel was never used as a plot device. It was a facilitator of the plot, but they never did, oh, we fucked something up horribly. Let's go back specifically to make sure none of it matters. Even the stuff they changed in Back to the Future did eventually have at least character-driven consequences to Marty and Doc and the rest of them. So
I don't know. I'm kind of different. I watched that Legends of Tomorrow where Constantine screwed the whole universe, you know.
I'm behind on that one. No big spoilers, please. Thank you very much to Kevin Vu for the super chat saying, I'm going to be dead honest. Ryan screwed up big, but JJ still didn't do a good job either. For a sequel trilogy, I think it was ruined on arrival. I disagree with that, but I know that I'm in the minority. I liked Force Awakens, and yes, I was there for the original, so I know it's basically a remake. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was fine.
The problem with JJ Abrams is he has no like artistic style of his own. He's just there to be a workhorse.
He's actually
flares.
Yeah, except for the flares, he's Spielberg light.
Yeah, and that can be useful, but the problem is they keep giving him these big blockbuster franchises to do it with, and I'm sorry, but he nuked Star Trek, and he just barely pulled Force Awakens to the finish line. It's not bad.
Am I the only one that likes JJ Abrams' Star Trek? Okay.
I've honestly never watched it before.
Well, I always saw it as somewhat peculiar that he made the jump from Star Trek to Star Wars. I guess they made the assumption that, hey, I mean, if he could, I mean, I haven't seen any of the Star Trek films, but I didn't expect JJ Abrams to be the one that they signed on.
Okay, hold on, guys. I need this to happen. I need this to happen because I can almost see it starting already. How's your father says JJ Abrams ruined Star Wars and Star Trek, but Fenner says he loved Abrams Star Trek. So there you go, guys. Abrams Star Trek, love it, hate it. Let's see it. Let's see the votes in the comment section.
Should be interesting.
The thing of it is, I think the reason why they chose him to do Force Awakens is because he basically took Star Trek and turned it into a Star Wars movie.
Frag Minion saying 1 and 3 are good, but 2 are crap. Ed Brewer saying he thought it was okay, or they were okay. Kevin Vu, I like JJ Abrams' Star Trek because I thought it was advertised as the original with a twist. Then we've got I liked it. Love parts, hate others. What's the chat's group name? We have a group name? True Believers. That's what I say, guys. Hey, True Believers England. You say, well, okay, True Believers. It's my show. I get to name it. God damn it.
We're ready to believe you.
There you go. We're ready to believe you. I do agree that the second one is the weakest. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the third one is the best one, and that's the one that JJ had the least input in.
From the little I saw the first one, I mean, I kind of liked it, but I'm a fan of the original Star Trek stuff. Unless we're Picard, other than that,
well, that's why I can jump into Abrams' Star Trek. I know a lot of the arguments were that it's way too actiony. It's not the more philosophical stories. But the thing is after Deep Space Nine, after Voyager, after Enterprise, after Next Generation, the original, the cartoons, I've seen so many incarnations. This is just one more, and I'm fine with it.
My problem with it was in the marketing, it very much seemed like this was going to be an origin story of how we got from wherever they were before the course of the series to where they are in the series, and instead what we got is some alternate universe bullshit. And I being the massive Star Trek nerd that I am, actually was interested in how were they going to do a cinematic version of, how Kirk and Spock meet, how, Uhura hit it off, and so on and so forth. So when they did the this is an alternate timeline, fooled you thing, it was just like, okay, are you going to fix the alternate timeline? Oh, you're just gonna see that was what I was waiting for.
I didn't mind that.
When I found out that it was an alternate timeline, I was like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity. They can what I was expecting was they're gonna send old Spock and Nero, I think was the Romulan's name, back through the black hole and through some technobabble that was gonna reboot the universe and put everything back on its regular timeline. But they just kind of let it linger, and I'm like, okay, that's infuriating.
By the way, we were voted England team. So, there you go.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, so do I.
Now, let me can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Because somebody asked in the chat. I think it's I don't know if I'm pronouncing it the right way. Fane of 2027 asked, "Is Tarantino still on to direct the next Star Trek films?"
I heard he wasn't. We could probably check that. You know, if you have Google and your computer won't drop. I swear to God, at the end of the month, I'm getting an actual computer instead of this abacus hooked up to a freaking car battery. I'm getting a real computer at the end of the month, finally. So thank you very much to everybody who's ever given a super chat, who's given to Ko-Fi, who's given to Patreon. Thank you very, very much for all of that. I certainly appreciate it. It's getting done, as well as, of course, everybody who watched that Captain Marvel video to the point of 400,000 views. You guys, thank you very much. So I'm going to be able to do so much more now. There you go, gang. What do you think of Rian Johnson and JJ Abrams taking over the Star franchises? Before we go on, I'd like to thank all of our Patrons and Ko-Fi supporters. By all means, thank you very much for helping us make videos for you. If you do like this video, please click like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to click on one of the boxes that are popping up right about now to tell you, hey, check out this video as well. You might like it. Cool things happen around these parts. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.